Okay, good morning. No one's here today, so because it's already 8:31, so I think I will just start the class. Okay, before we begin, I will record this video and then I'm going to upload it to the YouTube, so you can just watch the recorded session from the YouTube. Okay, before we start, let's first discuss last week assignment from the LMS. This is for your attendance, and I believe you already done your homework. So let's just preview our quiz. But before I'm going to click the preview this quiz, let's just click here, because this is the feedback from last week discussion. Okay, sorry. Open a new tab. Okay, this is from Google Colab. I've already created several simple code in here, so we can just learn what is the key point from last week discussion, from the first week discussion. Okay. Now the first thing is about print. We believe before we start creating a program, we need to learn how to make the program give feedbacks to us. And in this case, in Python programming, we use print. And also, we learn about how to give input to the Python. And in this case, we use input. Okay. So in print, let's just start running the program. So that it gives a result of it's supposed to hello, welcome to Python programming. Let's just wait because it's still initializing, connected, and then okay, it's running the program, the code. Yes, that's true. So the result will be, so the output will be hello, welcome to Python programming. And after this, we need to discuss about what is the difference between the first code and the second code. Let's start to run the second code. It gives almost the same output, although in the second example, there is a break line, or we create 2 lines output. In this case, from the first code, it only gives 1 line, hello, comma, welcome to Python programming. But in the second, it's hello, it says hello, comma, and then new line, welcome to Python programming. So what is the difference between the code itself? In the second code, we insert /n in here. That will create a new line. So that's why after the Python printing hello, comma, it will give or insert a new line. So the next line, which is welcome to Python programming, will be printed on the second line. Okay. Now, after we done the difference between print without /n and print with /n, now we try to run the code in here. It says that I'm going to print I learn Python, and then I'm going to ask an input from user and then put that input into a variable called myvar. And then I will print I learn Python plus myvar. Okay, let's just try to run. Okay, now it already print I learn Python, and then it asks about what is the input. Okay, my version is 3.9.7, and then I enter, and then it will print I learn Python 3.9.7 as the result of the third line. Print I learn Python plus my version. Okay, now how about the last code? Let's start to run this code. It says that I learned Python 3, but this is already fixed. Actually, it is something like this. Okay, now let's try to run again. It will give an error. Why? Because A is a variable with the value of a numeric, which is 3 in this case. And then I'm trying to print I learn Python, and then the operator is plus. Plus means I'm going to concate two strings to become one string. But in this case, I learn Python, yes, it's true, it's a string, but A is not a string, so it will give an error. So we cannot use plus in here as an operator, but instead we're going to use comma. So it will print I learn Python and then the value of A. This is how to fix the program. So it will print I learn Python 3. Okay, now let's try to do the assignment. Review. And then, okay. The first question, print 1/n 2. So it will give an output of 1, and then the next line is 2. This is the correct answer because there is a /n between 1 and 2. So it will print 1 first, and then, oh, there is a new line. So it will become the next line, the second line, and then it will print 2. So 1, new line, 2. Okay. And then input will return a string value. That's correct. Input will always return a string value. And then print hello Python will give output as hello, not Python hello, but hello Python. So the answer is C. Hello Python without space, because there is no space in here. Okay. Okay, that's for the last week assignment. And now, today we're going to discuss about data types. So for the second class, we're going to discuss about data type and also the operator. Now, the data type we're going to discuss is integer, which in bahasa Indonesia is bilangan bulat, and then real. Actually, there is no data type real in Python. It's called float or floating point. So in bahasa it's called bilangan pecahan. And then we're going to also discuss about a Boolean type, which only has true or false value. And then we're going to discuss about an operator for arithmetic, which is addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, integer division, and also the exponentiation. And then the logic operator, which is AND, OR, NOT, AND/OR, and also bit manipulation. Okay. The assignment for the second week for the variable, so you can just do the assignment after this. Remember, the due date is every Saturday, 6 p.m. Okay. Now, we're going to discuss about the data types and also the operator by using the curriculum from the Python Institute. So we're going to use this one. There is actually a very big presentation, 70 slides, but most of them we already discussed. Few of them we're not going to discuss because it's too advanced. Okay. So in module 2 from Python Institute, we're going to discuss about data types, variable. Oh, we already discussed about variables, and then basic input output. Yes, we already discussed about basic input output, which is print and also input. And then we're going to discuss about basic operator. So we just need to discuss about the data types and also the basic operator, and also several additional information about the variables. Okay. Yeah, let's start. So we're going to discuss data type and also the basic operator. And remember, we only have 1 hour for this online class. So we're going to just go through all the material for data types and also the basic operator. Now, this is the print. We're going to skip print, and then we start to discuss about the data. Now, if we're going to print 2 and also print 2 from this example, what is the difference between the two? The first one, this 2 is a string, and the second one is an integer number. Yes, from our point of view, they are the same, 2, but the first one, it's a symbol, which is this symbol, and then the second one is a value, which is the value after 1 and before 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now, integer is in bahasa it's called bilangan bulat. So I believe you will be familiar with integer in C language, because in C language, first we need to declare first, like for example, integer a, and after that we can use that variable. But in Python, we don't need to declare a variable. Okay. Now, have floats. What happened with floats? Float is in bahasa is called bilangan pecahan. For example, I have a value of 3.14, which is the value of pi. 3 in here is the integer, and then 0.14 in here is the float number. Okay, because 3 is the bilangan bulat in bahasa, and 0,14 is the bilangan pecahan in bahasa. Okay, so that's how we distinguish between integer and float. If there is a dot in there in the value or comma in our perspective, in Indonesia perspective, if there is a comma or dot, it will be a float. But if there is no comma, there will be an integer. For example, like this, if a value of a is equal 3.0 or 3.0, this is a float number. Although the value is 3, but it says 3.0, so it will become a float. Okay. This is different between integer and float. If there is no dot or no comma in Indonesian perspective, it will be an integer. But if there is comma or dot, it will become a float. Okay. String, we're going to skip the string, and then Boolean. Boolean, it has only 2 kinds of value. First one is true. Second one is false. Okay. And remember, the true, the first character should be in capital, and also the false, the first capital, which is F, should be in capital. Okay. Now, before we move on, let's try to discuss first. Now, what is the main difference between a C language and the Python language? Now, in C language, before we can run a program, we need to process the program first to become an executable. For example, we create a program called C, and then we cannot run that C. We need to transform first to become an executable. This transformation is called compiling. But in Python, to run a program, we don't need to compile the program itself. We just need to just run. That's what we call Python is using interpreter. Okay, for example, like this. This is the idle shell for the Python. I want to create a variable called a, and I want to put an initial value of a with, like for example, 2. And then I just enter it. Then the Python will remember, okay, I need to remember there is a variable with the name of a, and its value is 2. And then I'm going to create another variable called b with the value of 3. Now, let's say I'm going to print a. Because the Python remember that a has a value of 2, then it will print 2. And also, if I print b, then it will print 3. However, if I put c in here, it will give an error. I don't have a variable called c in my memory. Are you sure you type it right? So this is what we call interpreter. Whatever we want to the Python to run the program, we just type the script, the program, and then run it. But in C language, first we need to create the program. For example, like this. I will create a program .c in here. The content of the program.c is first is the library declaration, which I'm going to include standard io.h. And then the main function without parameter with the return value of integer. And then I'm going to just printf hello world. And then return 0. Okay. Now I cannot run this program.c because it's only a text file. To run this program, I need to compile this program to become an executable. We're going to use a compiler, and in this case, we're going to use GCC, GNU C compiler, GCC program.c. Enter, and then we will create an output of a.out, created on September 29, today, 8:50 at this time. And now, because a.out is executable, now I can run this a.out by pressing ./a.out. Enter, and then it will print out hello world, just like in the program.c intended. Okay. Now, so if we create a program in C, first we need to create the text file using C syntax, and then compile this text file to become an executable. And then we try to run the program. If there is an error, we need to go back to the text file, rewrite it again to make it have no error, and then compile it again and then run it again. That's how we do program in C. Okay. close this one first, because it will take another power from my laptop because it's already quite hot. Shut down. Okay, now back to our Python. In Python, we don't need to compile the program. We just type the program and then run, just like this. Okay, so that's why in C language, we need a process called compile. But in Python, we just use the interpreter. The same thing like in PHP, the hypertext preprocessor. And then we also have the MATLAB. For example, if you use MATLAB, then it's the same thing like Python. Just type the program and then run. Okay. Now go back to our data types. We have integer, float, and also Boolean. Next. Okay. And then now we're going to discuss about the operator. There are several basic operators. First one is the addition. This addition by using plus sign, and then subtraction by using minus sign, and then multiplication by using asterisk signs, and then division, and then there are two others operator which is not available in C language but available in Python, which we call integer division. This is integer division, and then the exponent. Let's try to use those operator in either. Okay. Now, A is 2. B is 2 or just 3. Okay. Now, let's try to add A plus B. And then if I enter, first it will calculate, okay, what is the value of A? 2. What is the value of 3? Of B? 3. So I need to add this first. What is 2 plus 3? It is 5. So I'm going to print 5. That's how it works. Okay. Now how about print A minus B? The same thing. It will first try to find what is the value of A? 2. What is the value of B? 3. Okay, what is 2 minus 3? It's minus 1. So I'm going to print minus 1 in this case. Now, how about multiplication? A times B. Same thing. The same thing. What is the value of A? 2. What is the value of B? 3. And what is 2 times 3? 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, so I'm going to print 6 in this case. Now, how about division? Print A divided by B. Okay, what is the value of A? 2 divided by 3. 2 divided by 3 is 0.66666, etc. This is 2 divided by 3. Okay. Now, what is the double slash? The integer division. Now, print A double slash B. Enter. It's 0. Okay. Let's try another combination. B double slash A. Oh, it's 1. So, what is the meaning of integer division. As we can see, A divided by B is 0.6666, etc. And B divided by A is 1.5. Now, I believe you already find the relation. Zero 0.66666. A integer division B, it actually just take the integer part. The integer part of 0.666666, the integer part is 0. So that's why A / B is 0. And then 1.5. B / A, same thing, it will take the integer part from 1.5. The integer part is 1. So that's why B / A is 1. So integer division is just similar like regular division. However, it will return only the integer part. It will never do round. Like for example, 0.6 is actually closer to 1. No, that's not how the integer division works. It just take the integer part, that's it. It will never think this is closer to 0 or 1. No, that's not how the integer division works. Okay. Now, how about the percentage sign in here? Let's say print A percent B. 2. Interesting. How about print B percentage A? It's 1. So what is the percentage means? It's the same thing like in C language. It's called modulo, or the rest of the division. For example, I have a value of 9. And then I'm going to modulo with, let's say, 2. So it will first 9 minus 2 is 7. Can we still subtract 7 with 2? Yes. Okay, 7 minus 2 is 5. Can we still subtract 2 from 5? Yes. 5 minus 2 is 3. Can we still subtract 3 with 2? Yes. 3 minus 2 is 1. Can we still subtract 1 with 2? No, because 1 is less than 2. So 9 modulo 2 is 1. So it's called the remainder of the division. For example, 9 divided by 2, or divided by 2 is what? 4. And the remainder is 9 modulo 2 is 1. So it's the same thing like 4 times 2 plus 1 is 9. Okay, that's how the integer division and percentage or modulo means. Now, how about the double asterisk? It's called the exponentiation. In bahasa, it's called pangkat. Okay, let's try it out. Print A double asterisk B. So it will calculate 2 power of 3. So 2 times 2 times 2. So it will print out 8. Now how about B double asterisk A? So it will print out, what's the value of B again? 3. So 3 power of 2. So it will become 9. Okay. Now, how about if we use a float in this case? Okay, let's try C, which is 3.0. So the same thing like B, but it's a float. And then D is 0.5. It's also a float. Okay, now, what is the value of A plus C? Similar like the first one, it is 5, although in this case, it will print out a float type 5.0. How about print A minus C minus 1.0? It's a float also. Print, what is A times C? It's also a float, 6. Now, how about print A divided by B? Same thing, it's also a float. Now, how about A integer division B? C. It's 0.0. That is interesting. So actually, an integer division, it returns not integer type, but it can also return a float type number. Depend on the argument or parameter. A integer division or double slash C, because C is a float, then it will return 0.0. Okay, now how about C double slash A? Same thing, 1.0, like this. Although this example is in float type. Now, how about the modulo? Let's try A modulo C. This, it's 2, but it will give a float type number. How about C modulo A? Also, it is in the float type number. How about the exponential? A, C. It will give 8.0. Now, how about if I use this type? Let's say A, D. So it's similar like A. A is 2. Power of 0.5. This is similar like the square root of 2. Or in bahasa it's called akar pangkat 2. So it will give 1.4142, etc. Same thing like if we use the calculator. So 2, and then this one, 1.414213, etc. Okay, so we can use the exponential to calculate a root. like for example a square root or root power of 3, etc. Okay, that's the basic operator. Now, how about we already discussed about the integer and also the float. How about the Boolean? Now, we're going to discuss about the Boolean. Now, let's try A is true and B is false. Okay, now print is A equal to true. If I print this out, it will give true. Why? Because A is really true and true is equal to true. Now, if I use something like this, is A false? No, because no, then it will print out false because A, which is true, is not equal false. So it will print false. Okay. Now, how about if I use this one, print A equal to 10, for example. It will return false. No, A is not equal to 10. Okay, how about A equal is A equal to 1? It will return true. So A, which is true, is actually equal to the value of 1. And B, which is false, is actually equal to a value of 0. So true is 1, false is 0. Remember that? Okay. So that's why if I put something like this, print A plus B, it will return 1. Why? Because A, which is true, equal to 1, and B, which is in this case is false, equal to 0. So 1 plus 0 is 1. So we return 1. Okay. Now, because true and false has an equivalent with the value true 1, false 0, then we can try to use another operator for logic operation. For example, I can use print is A more than B, is true more than false, it will return true. Why? Because A is 1 and B is 0. It will return true. How about A more than 1? It will return false because A is 1 is not more than 1. However, we can try to use something like this. Is A more than or equal to 1? Then it will return true because yes, it's equal to 1. Not more, but equal to 1. So it will return true. Okay. So we have an operator of addition, subtraction, multiplication, and then division, integer division, modulo, and also exponentiation. And then that's for basic operator. Then we also have the operator for the logic operation, which is equal to, double equal sign, and then more than equal to, and then less than or less than equal to, or not equal. For example, this one, it will return true. Why? Because B is 0 and 0 is not equal to 1. So it will return true. Okay, now after this, we also discuss about the hierarchy of the operator. This. The highest level of operator is the unary, which is sign. Is it a positive number or is it a negative number? And then exponential, and then the multiplication, division, integer division, or modulo. That's the third level in hierarchy. And then the least significant is the addition or subtraction. Okay, so for example, like this, 2 plus 3 times 4 exponential 2. Python will do this one first because exponential is the highest number, and then the result will be multiplied with 3, then it will add 2. So it will give 4 power of 2 is 16, and then 16 times 3 is 48. 48 plus 2 is 50. But although we understand the level of hierarchy in operator, we believe that it will be better if we just put something like this, 2 plus, and then 3 times, and then 4 to like this. So the reader will be much clearer to understand that, oh, okay, so 4 power of 2 first, and then times 3, and then add with 2. Okay. This is the hierarchy of the operator. And then variable, we discuss about variable, although in this case, we need to explain again that if we are going to give a number, to give a name to a variable, there is several restrictions from Python. Like for example, we can give a variable with a name by using uppercase, lowercase, digits, and underscore. So we cannot use a variable something like AB %C. No, this is not a variable because there is a invalid character. There should be only character, which is uppercase or lowercase, and then digit, and the underscore. No %sign. Okay. Now, the name of the variable must begin with a letter. So we cannot use a variable called to become. This is not a variable because the first character must be a letter. A, B, C, D, or E, or etc. Okay. And then uppercase and lowercase is treated differently in Python. So A equal to 2 and capital A equal to 3. They are both different variables. So we have two variables, small a and big A. Okay, and then we cannot use the reserved words from the Python. For example, in Python we have a reserved word like print. So we cannot use this word to store a variable, to store a value. So we cannot use print equal to 2 because this is cannot be used as a variable. Okay. Now, next. Input, we'll discuss about input. Now, casting. Casting is a type of function that will transform an input to become an output. What's the difference between input and output? The data type. For example, we can throw a float number to a cast function. For example, in this case, integer, then the result or the output will become an integer value. Okay, let's try it out. Now, let's print 3.14. Enter, it will print out 3.14, which is a float. Now, I don't want to type it a float. I want to type in a integer. For example, like this. So it will return only the integer part, 3. Same thing like in input function. Let's say I'm going to use a as a variable to store the value from the user. Let's say I'm going to throw in 3. Then I can print a, because a is a string. I can also use something like this. The value is, and then concat with a. It will say that the value is 3. From our previous example in the last week assignment, remember that we cannot use something like this. The value is, for example, b. Why? Because b is a integer, so it will give an error. We cannot use concat or plus operator in here because one of them is a string, so it expects all of them is string. So b must be a string. And the first case, a is a string, so it will give no error. But how about if the input of a, which is stored in a, we're going to calculate. For example, I'm going to print a plus b. We will give an error. Why? Because no, you cannot add string with integer. A is a string. B, yes, is an integer, but I cannot calculate string plus integer. But A is 3. No, that 3 is a string, not a value. So to change that data type of string in A, we need a casting function. For example, like this, print. We can use int or integer A, then we can add with B. So A with the value of 3 of string 3, it will transform to become integer. So it will return 3. How come it become 3? Because B is false. B is 0. So for example, like this, print integer A plus 4. Then it will give 7. Another type casting is by using float A plus 5. Then A will become 3.0. Then 3.0 plus 5 is 8.0. That's what we call casting. To transform specific data type to become another data type, which is a numeric. Now, okay, we already complete module 2. Now we're going to move on to module number 3. This is also only several slides. Boolean values. We're going to discuss about Boolean value. We'll discuss about the equal to operator. And also we already discuss about the not equal. So we have something like this. We have less than or equal to, bigger than or equal to or not equal to. Okay. Now the last one is no, not this one. Bitwise operator. Now, in bitwise operator, let's take for example, this one. Now, let's say A is 2, and then B is 3. If I print A times B, it will return 2 times 3, which is 6. Now, there are another operator which is called AND, OR, NOT, and SOR. Let's write out. Print A and B. The result is 2. How come? Now, let's write out. Two. Okay, let me make it a bigger font size. Okay, so 2 in binary is equal to 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0. Okay, remember? And then 3 is equal to 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1. And then both value will be calculated by using AND operator. In AND operator, remember about our 10 digital course, it's just like 0 and 0 is 0, 1 and 0 still 0, 0 and 1 still 0, but 1 and 1 is 1. So it's just like multiplication, but only bit-wise, bit by bit. So that's why 0 and 0 is 0, and then 0 and 0 is also 0, and then 0 and 0 is also 0, and then 0 and 0 is 0, and then this one 0, 0. Now this one 1 and 1. 1 times 1 is 1. 0 and 1 is still 0. Remember, in AND, zero and 0 equal 0. 0 and 1 equal 0. 1 and 0 equal 0. 1 and 1. Now, this combination will result in 1. So, because this is the result, and it is equal to 2. So, that's why print A and B, print 2 and 3 is 2. Okay. Now, how about the OR operator? Print A or B, it will return 3. Why? Because in OR operator is similar like addition. 0 plus 0 is 0, 0 plus 0 is 0, until we found the 1 plus 1 is 1, and then 0 plus 1 is 1. So the result is 3. So in OR operator, this one is 1, this one is 1. Only 0 plus 0 is 0. Okay, now how about the NOT function? Now print using the tilde here, A. It will print out, oh, -3. How come it become -3? Let's check it out. Now, A is 2, and 2 is 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0. And then not A, it will become the negation of 0 become 1, 1 become 0. So this 0 will become 1, 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 and then 1, 1. Now this 1 will become 0, and then 0 will become 1. So this is actually the result. So how come it become -3? Remember in Tiny Digita, we explore about what we call 1 complement, and then we also have the 2's complement. Okay. Now, in 1 complement, actually we just negate or inverse every bit like this. But in 2 complement, after we inverse every bit, we need to add 1. Now, let's try to check whether this combination is in 1's complement standard or 2's complement standard. Now, if this is a 1 complement, then we can just negate or inverse again every bit. So it will become 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, which is 2. So it's supposed to become -2. But it says that print not A is -3. So it's not 1 complement. How about 2's complement? Let's check it out. In 2's complement, every bit will be inverse and then +1. So if we are going to trace back again to the value, first we need to subtract with 1, then inverse. So we're going to first subtract this one with 1. So it will become 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0. Then we're going to inverse. So it will become 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1. Okay, and then this has the value of 3. So it will be so this one is actually -3 in 2 complement. Okay, so Python is using those complement to represent the value of negative. Okay, now we already discussed about all of them: integer, float, boolean, arithmetic, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, integer division, modulo, and exponentiation. And then we also discuss about the logic operator, which is equal to, not equal to, bigger than, less than, bigger than or equal to, and less than or equal to. And then also the bit manipulation, bitwise operator, which is we have and, or, not, and also short. Okay, I think that's it for today. Any question? Okay, if not, then you can just do the assignment to get a feedback. Okay, Pak Bogi on the second week actually discuss about this topic. So try to run the code to learn about, to give a feedback, and then try to answer the question in this quiz. Remember, this is not graded, so it's just for the feedback and also for the attendance. Okay. That's okay, because you don't have to, it's not mandatory to attend this online class, because you can see it on the YouTube online. Okay. Okay, so if there's no question, then thank you, and I'll see you next week.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Jaka. Thank you, Aldi.
Okay, thank you very much,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.